The deficit's at an all-time high as carbon emissions fill the sky. And North Korea's firing bombs as political accusations fly. And California just got hit by a swarm of killer bees. And now you tell me there's a fucking global disease. COVID-19, COVID-19. I've been sitting here in quarantine while the nightly news tells deadly tales of COVID-19, COVID-19, COVID-19. Could you spare some hydroxychloroquine? 'Cause I think that I've got COVID-19. COVID-19, COVID-19. Take another shot of Listerine as we raise our glasses high again to COVID-19, COVID-19, COVID-19. I had sex with Candy Finkelstein in a dream I had about COVID-19. And I can't wait till I'm dead from COVID-19. She was my true love, now she's dead and gone. She made me feel whole, and when I felt she'd hold my hand when nobody ever would. She understood. She came with me everywhere I'd go. I miss her so. She was my only true love. She was all I would ever need. But now she's dead and buried under the willow tree.
Translates to lost bread. And then later in the 16th century, Henry V.
Allez, c'est parti. Tout d'abord, comme il s'agit de pain perdu cuit au four, nous allons préchauffer le four à 400
The high school and college students who are experimenting with LSD will be running many of our institutions and guiding public policy.
The communists are killing your sons in South Vietnam.
Sometimes even torture.
I said there was communism on college campuses. Now the liberals are admitting that there's communism on college campuses.
College students who are using LSD and marijuana today do not comprise a criminal class. They are not drug addicts.
Reply the teacher Dave was. Well, the student knows that tomorrow we may lose his head in Vietnam or by an atomic bomb. He's not too concerned about the possibility of damaging a few brain cells with a trip on
You're
Allen.
your best educated, your most creative, and your most courageous young people.
Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask.
And like it or not, they're going to build you a new civilization.
And you can see that it's absorbing it quite well here.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Check. Testing the mic 1, 2. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing. Testing. Help. Help. Asparagus. Asparagus. Testing the mic. Checking the mic. Test 1, 2, 3. Check 1, 2, 3. Help. Help.
Okay.
Hello everybody and welcome to Henry's Kitchen, where today we're going to be teaching you how to make authentic Korean kimchi pancakes. A little bit simpler dish than what we've been doing. I've kind of outdid myself on my last one, the veggie duck in, and I wound up making a pretty bad mess. And didn't even really get that much of a reward because I spilled so much of the food. So I thought I'd go a little bit easier on myself today. Alexa, what time is it?
It's 12:01 p.m.
Okay.
Okay.
If you're just joining us, we're making Henry's authentic Korean kimchi pancakes. I want to thank a couple of people here. Looks like the Fitch and Hat just subscribed and resubscribed. Easy Kaiser. Knifey McEdge just resubscribed, along with XX Midnight and Caffey resubscribed, and It's Kate X just resubscribed. Cam3331 resubscribed a couple of days ago, so we're caught up. Moofman Sandy says, "Damn, Henry, been looking good lately. Quite good, I'd say." Well, that's very nice of you. Thanks. I'm wearing a vintage shirt that I got at a thrift shop. Every now and then in thrift shops, you'll hear some cool stuff. Archmage Kale says, "That's a nice shirt, looking like the Green Power Ranger." That's very nice. Thanks. Sholtunworth just subscribed.
Okay.
Along with Sari Soar. Low Shows just says, "How was your Thanksgiving?" It was pretty non-eventful. I got turkey sandwiches that from a place called Boston Market, which is a little bit of a fast food place. It's maybe a step above Arby's roast beef sandwiches, although that place is nothing to sneeze at. But it's they have a cool thing where they give you a gravy dip, so you can dip your sandwich into the gravy, so you feel like you're at a traditional Thanksgiving dinner. I went easy on myself. I didn't want to cook, but I hung out with my cat Roast Beef, who you can see now is sleeping, pretty much always sleeping. I could probably just use a still picture of Roast Beef. I'm going to give him a little poke to make sure he's still with us.
Okay.
Okay, he seems to be still doing okay. He's just very tired, I guess. So Roast Beef might not be joining us for any of the activities today, but that's okay. He's deserved his right to not participate because he's very old. Hacklin says, "I tried making my landlord your food as a rent payment. He tried it and he said, I wanted to give you 2 more weeks, but now I'll kick you out immediately. I'm back under the bridge now, but maybe I should try to move back in with my mom." What do you think, Henry? Moving back in with your mom, it might sound shameful, but it's actually financially a great idea. Wow, somebody with a lot of numbers here. 294-712, 984-798, 791-248, 912-8479 has subscribed, along with Wind by Sea and Lexman TW and Zaya Bobaya has cheered 15 bits. That's very nice of you, Zaya Bobaya, for cheering 15 bits, and Sorry Sore resubscribe. So thanks everybody, and Shelto Unworth. Okay. A couple of you are always asking about my favorite music, and it usually winds up being something in the 80s, but during the early 90s there was a type of music called New Age or smooth jazz or whatever. It kind of crossed over a little bit, but I was a big fan of a guy who was a jazz guy who also did a lot of movie scores named Dave Grusin. And I was listening to this music, and it's some of the best music you're ever going to hear. It's very uplifting. Maybe we can hear a little bit of it right now. Alexa, play Mountain Dance by Dave Grusin.
Mountain Dance by Dave Grusin, Mark O'Connor, the Henry Mancini Institute Orchestra, Shelton Berg, Terence Blanchard, Adam Diderich, Abigail Young, Michelle Godby, Zachary Piper, Karina
There's a lot of
Gallagher,
people on
Aaron
the
Irving,
band, I guess.
James Reynolds, Michael Newell, Thomas Kotik, Jaya Varma, Rebecca Musloff, Karen Lord Powell, Stefan Zeichner, Patricia Jankova, James Schlender, Connor McCulloch, Spencer Roebelin, Michelle Blacker, L. Jacobs, Haley
I guess they're
Zeichner,
listing the whole
Susan
band.
Smitty, Robin Savitsky, Emily Jones, Marcela Fernandez, Lauren Miller, Catherine Severin, Amanda Diaz.
It's quite a
Sean
big
Ford,
orchestra.
Cecilia Herda,
They
Joel
might be
Adams,
songwriters
Sarah
too.
Gonguer, China Lee Yu, Monica Godby, Harrison Bryant, Vienna, Kyle Laney, Richard Sun, Andrew Kromholz, Jeffrey Kipperman, Rachel Hershey, Yenling Lin, Ben T. Barrio, Futteroxa Camerutana, Neil Carson, Kevin McEwen,
Got coffee
Mark
all over
Small,
the place.
Alex Weitz, David Leon, Chris Gagne, Javier Nero, Stephen Sabati, Ryan Powell, Ryan Chapman,
All right.
Chris Burbank, Gilbert Paz, Jared Hall, Allison Hubble, Ernesto Fernandez, Nikki Langhorn.
It's a big
James
band.
Drayton, Rachel Luke, Peter Bianca, Ronnie Toka.
It takes a lot of people to collaborate on a piece of music.
Baker, Stan Spinola,
You'd be
John
surprised.
Anderson, Jonathan Lusher, Maddie Tarantelli, Connor Haley, Carlin Mason, Pedro Fernandez, Mark Koo, Mike Van Wert, Rafael de Lima, Tyler Dennis, Andrew Hamilton,
I'm sorry.
and AJ Campu from Apple Music.
Oh, that's not the song I meant. Alexa, stop. Okay, I'm going to do a little research and try to figure out which song I was trying to figure out. But anyway, let's go ahead and start getting into cooking here. I want to say something because I know a lot of you guys are just getting started cooking. When I was a kid, I was not good at cooking. I wasn't good at music. And in high school, I wasn't good at sports or even schoolwork. There were no subjects that I was good at, and I wasn't even good at just basic interaction with other people, interpersonal communication. So let's go ahead and get started here. Let's talk about our ingredients. Well, no, actually, let's start by talking a little bit about what exactly kimchi is and the purpose that it serves in kimchi pancakes. Can you hear me okay? Test. Check. I want to say last time there was an audio issue, and apparently I was talking for 5 minutes and nobody could hear it at all. I'm glad that a lot of you stuck around for that. It must have been awkward. I watched the video on demand, and it was incredibly difficult for me to watch because it literally is one of my worst nightmares, and that's why I'm always trying to check the mic as I go. So if that ever happens again, make sure that you let me know in the comments. Beelzebub, I think, gifted a tier 1 sub to someone named No Audio, and I read it out, but I didn't realize that what Beelzebub was trying to do was to give me a cue that there was no audio. So anything that you can do. Someone, Metal, says mic is muted. Is the mic muted right now? Can you not hear? Oh, shit. Okay. Random McLaren, I think 1 or 2 people mentioned it. Yeah, well, if you did mention it, I'm sorry. I must have been in my own world, and I'll try to be more attentive. We do have a couple of questions. Prince Kinney says, when I was a kid, I also wasn't good at anything, but now I'm still shit at everything. I hear you. Ball Stretcher 3776 says, hello, Mr. Henry from Henry's Kitchen. I'm glad to see you're still alive. Do you watch the Soccer World Cup? Any teams you're rooting for? No. Unfortunately, in America, the sport of soccer, even though we all played it as kids, I didn't because I wasn't good at sports, but people played it as kids. There's something about the format of it that doesn't lend itself to advertising. Like, there's not any spot in there that you can put commercials, and that's why they don't air it here in the U.S. So I'm not even really completely sure whether it happened or not. Friends Schubert said, I'm a really good lip reader, so I can help you out of these binds next time. Thanks, Friends Schubert. Delinquent, do you have a friend named Mike that's a mute? If so, it could get confusing if people say Mike muted. Yes, you are absolutely right. There's a whole lot of confusing things that happen here in the kitchen and on Twitch. In the Twitchin', I guess you'd say. You don't have to say that. Mr. Skeletal said it didn't happen. The World Cup isn't real. Yeah, that's. I mean, I don't know one way or the other, and it's hard to believe anything that you read on the internet. Okay, well, let's get to work here. Let's start talking about kimchi. Appetizers are a key part of American cuisine, and they are equally, if not more important, in Korean cuisine. The great thing about these pancakes, known as kimchi jun in Korean, is that the dish may be served as a hearty snack, an appetizer, or a side dish to any Korean meal or Asian meal generally. Kimchi, pronounced kimchi, romanized gimchi, IPA, I don't know why IPA is in there, is a traditional Korean side dish of salted and fermented vegetables such as Napa cabbage and Korea radish. A wide selection of seasonings are also used, including, there's going to be a lot of difficult terms here. I apologize if anybody's Korean if I'm saying this wrong, but gochugaru is a Korean chili powder, spring onions, garlic, ginger, and geotagal, salted seafood. Kimchi is also used in a variety of soups and stews. As a staple food in Korean cuisine, it is eaten as a side dish with almost every Korean meal. Samguk Sagi, a historical record of the three kingdoms of Korea, also mentions the pickle jar used to ferment vegetables, which indicates that fermented vegetables were commonly eaten during this time. During the Silla dynasty, 57 BC to AD 935, kimchi became prevalent as Buddhism caught on through the nation and fostered a vegetarian lifestyle. The pickling of vegetables was an ideal method prior to refrigerators that helped preserve the lifespan of foods. In Korea, kimchi was made during the winter by fermenting vegetables and burying in the ground in traditional brown ceramic pots called ongi. This is from Wikipedia.com. This labor further allowed a bonding among women within the family. A poem on Korean radish written by Yi Gyobu, a 13th century literatus, shows that radish kimchi was a commonplace in Goryeo. And then it doesn't have it sounds like it's leading up to listing the poem, but it doesn't say the poem. Gear Boggle says, yeah, that's how it's made, so yes. Tortugas, I preheated my microwave. No, we're not going to be using the oven for this. We're going to be using a griddle. So that I'm pretty thankful for that. I pulled out my griddle, which I haven't done in quite a while. Probably since the early days of this stream. The Reckless Word says, I think it was invented by the Iki.
Okay.
But, of course, victory is written by the historians. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, there is a lot of dispute as to whether or not kimchi was invented in China or Japan or Korea. I saw a little bit of that on the Wikipedia page for kimchi, and it sounded like it was getting controversial, and I didn't want to get into that. Bruce Lee says, I noticed your title says cooking and shit, but all I see is shit. Please clarify. The title says cooking and shit. I don't know if it was supposed to say that, but maybe it didn't. I don't know. Okay, I'm getting distracted. I like reading the comments, but there's quite a few here, and we've got a lot of work to do. This is not a fun dish to make, but it's important because it's going to give you nutrients. Out of coffee. Oh, here's my coffee. Okay. Let's get started. Let's take a look at some of our ingredients here. We've got 2 eggs in a cup. I've got some scallions. These are left over from a long time ago so that you can see that they're kind of wilting a little bit, but they're still going to work. We've got our flour. Everyone typed force and gifted Nim's hair. Uh-oh, it disappeared. Oh, and I missed a couple people. Gifted a tier 1 sub to Nim's Hairline 69. Okay. Gobot has subscribed. Bag X6 has resubscribed. By Curioso has resubscribed. And again, 294712987912489128479. I'm curious to know what the significance is behind those numbers. Or maybe I don't want to know. Okay, so we've got our flour, eggs, soy sauce to taste. I've got this, some salt. This is our kimchi, and this is not your mother-in-law's kimchi. It's called mother-in-law's kimchi, so I guess it is actually. This is
Okay.
Shane Yes just resubscribed for 6 months. Thanks, Shane Yes. We've got some liquid fluid here, along with, again, our eggs and some measuring cups. So let's take a look at our first order of business here. Uh-oh. It looks like roast beef is getting up. Oh, he's just shifting positions. So no real issue there. He's been dealing with a lot of anxiety recently because he is getting older, and the veterinarian says that he's got some early signs of dementia, which is not anything shameful. It's just that his brain is basically the size of a small onion, and if you've seen an onion after 15 years, it doesn't necessarily have the same robustness that it had when it was a young little kitten. So he's doing the best that we can. We're trying to deal with it. I'm just trying to give him some food and let him rest. So our first order of business here is that we are going to gather the ingredients, number one, and we have gathered the ingredients. I don't know why that's even a step. I mean, of course. Number two, to begin making kimchi pancakes, we're going to mix the flour and the eggs. First thing we want to do is we want to beat the eggs. So let's go ahead and do that. Just going to push all this shit out of the way. Got our bowl here, and we're going to crack our eggs. I don't want to spill it everywhere. I'm tired of making a mess. There's been a lot of cleanup lately, and it's been very discouraging. But fortunately, you know, I've been cooking now for about 11 years, so I am finally able to crack eggs without making a mess on them. The secret is not to crack it all the way and then do the rest with your hands. Only, unfortunately, you get a little bit of shell in there, but that's okay. Shell is good for you. Let's go ahead and beat it up. I'm going to take our whisker here, start beating it. GoBot says they have to include gather ingredients because we used to be hunters and gatherers. Oh, I see. Yeah, there's always a reason for these things, but some of them aren't very good. Like, for example, the kimchi, it says that it wants 1 to 2 cups of kimchi. So which one is it? Do you want 1 or do you want 2? And what I believe is happening there is they're trying to get you to deduce that they want the number exactly in between, the average. So if you say, Alexa, what's the average of 1 and 2 cups?
This might answer your question. 1 plus 2 cups is 3.
I don't know. That didn't answer my question there. Dawn Marie says, why not eat the whole shell then? Not a terrible idea. I guess because it's not really very tasty. But you can scatter it around. Okay. Dusty Naval says, where did you get the whisker? I'm not sure. Actually, now that I think about it, I think this is an attachment for one of those egg beater things, but I could never get that thing to work. But anyway, I think we're done here. Our next order of business is we're going to start mixing the flour and the eggs. So let's get a mixing bowl. Oh, and that's another thing. This makes about 16 pancakes. I don't want 16 pancakes, obviously. So I'm going to be dividing all of these ingredients by about half. But unfortunately, I already did the 2 eggs, so we might wind up having a little bit more egg in there than normally. But that's okay. So let's put in our eggs, and for flour, it says that it wants it wants 2 cups of flour. So we're gonna do, Alexa, what's half of 2 cups?
1 cup.
Okay, so I don't unfortunately have a 1 cup thing, but I have a 1/2 cup thing. So I'm just gonna do, Alexa, how many half cups make up half of 2 cups?
According to an Alexa Answers contributor, 2 half cups make 1 whole cup.
Okay, so I will do 2 of these. I'm running out of flour here, so it's kind of hard to get in there, but that's okay. How many were we doing? 2 of these, I guess, and that makes 1 cup, which is half of the 2 cups that it's asking for. So I think we're okay there. Get a little more there. We're just gonna have too much egg, which sucks. But, you know, I mean, eggs are a breakfast food, so I don't know how bad that could end up being. Okay, okay, so we're gonna mix together flour, eggs. We want 1.5 cups of water. Of course, we're gonna be using half of it. I have here 1/3 of a cup. So if I do 3 of these, that should be 1 cup. So I'm just going to go to our refrigerator here and get some water. Pour it in our bowl. And unfortunately, I've forgotten how many I've done. Does anybody know how many that was? I think I'm going to do 1 more of these. And that's going to cover me either way. Alright. We also want to add in there our kimchi. So, of kimchi, again, it wants 1 to 2 cups, which would be 1.5 cups, but we're having that. So Alexa, what's half of 1.5 cups of kimchi? Alexa, what's half of 1.5 cups of kimchi?
According to an Alexa Answers contributor, half of 1.5 cups is 0.75 cups, or 3/4 of a cup.
Okay, 3/4 of a cup we can do. I don't have the 1/4 cup, but I have a 1/2 cup, so I'm going to grab... Wow, this is very strong. Very strong smelling. Check the consistency. Kimchi. Okay, we're just going to do, I guess, maybe 2 of these of kimchi. Let's see. Wow, we're definitely doing some international cooking here because it's a very different smell. It's strong. I'm not quite used to it, but that's okay. I don't know how we're going to get it out of here. That's not going to work. This has cream cheese on it. Let's see here. Okay, that's one. Wow, it all pretty much came out there, didn't it? Okay. That's probably going to be enough, I think. Okay. Wow, that was like half the jar there. We're going to mix that in there along with salt. We need 1 teaspoon of salt. I don't see my teaspoons, unfortunately. But I have a regular spoon and it can't be that much different. So let's grab then our salt. That's probably about a teaspoon, I guess. I don't know. And let's stir it up. I know you guys have questions. Blue Sixes says, next time someone tells me you can't smell a picture. Yeah, this is very potent. But that could be just my Western sensibilities there. So, and it's not done yet. So, if this is your mother-in-law's kimchi, your mother-in-law likes some very high potency smelling stuff. Pancake King says the ancient ones told me there would be trials, but this. Exoden 3300. Hey Henry, can you try the kimchi by itself and describe the taste for us? Yeah, we could probably do that. Okay. Dat Deuce just resubscribed. Thanks, Dat Deuce. And also Shane Yes has resubscribed. There's a little bit of kimchi here. Oh, wow. It's very spicy. It's very spicy. What the... I need some water. It's very spicy, but other than that, it's basically pickled vegetable, cabbage, basically. I'm trying to think of what it is. Red hot chili pepper flakes. So that's what the problem is. It's the red hot chili peppers, which is very, very hot. Cheeky Breaky says you need milk. Okay, the recipe doesn't call for milk, but and I don't have any milk, unfortunately. But so I appreciate that, but let's just go ahead and continue with the way it's written. Oh, boy, that was spicy. I still have it going on in my mouth. Okay, so next we're going to, it says let this sit for about 10 minutes to let them blend in. The ingredients, I guess they're talking about. So that's okay. We've got a couple of songs that we can get into here. So let's do that. Uh-oh, what's this? This is some kind of leaf. Eat your daily probiotics. Oh, I get it. I guess this is a little bit like a fortune cookie or something that happened inside of the jar. I didn't know that they had that. I think that's very nice of them, except for I hope there's not more because I'm probably going to end up eating them by accident. Okay. That stuff was hot. I'm also out of paper towels, so I'll just be using a paper bag, which is roughly the same thing. I've always said that when you're in the kitchen, you need to have something that you can do with yourself while you're waiting for either preheating the oven or for stuff to cook or to chill or to freeze, or in this case, we need to let the ingredients mix together on their own without us looking at them or bothering them. So I'm just going to go ahead and do, I like to do music, so I'm going to do maybe a song that was requested on the Discord here. Also, you can hear me, right? Help! I'm kind of paranoid that maybe the audio is going to go out again. Blue Sixes says, take that out of context. Sholto Unworth says, you're supposed to eat it and then read your fortune in the toilet the next day. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that. Archmage Kale says, you're an amazing chef. Thank you, Archmage Kale. You need to work on chopping and whisking and cooking and basting, baking, frying, garnishing, and plating. Yeah, those are probably my weak spots. Metalus69 says, I actually make a fantastic version of kimchi, but you substitute the chili flakes with cumin. I call it kimchi. Okay. Well, I'm sure that I've never been one to interrupt creativity in the kitchen. And Blue Sixes says, don't forget searing. All right. Might be fun to do something a little bit up-tempo here. We got a request from someone named Plib. P-L-I-B-B, and this was on the Discord. 80s song, which is usually the ones that I'm most familiar with. I'll probably have to change the key because the singing here is it's a very high register. But it's a song by a group called Daryl Hall and John Oates, who were the biggest band in the 80s. A lot of people forget that they actually closed Live Aid, which is a big concert we had in the U.S. I think it was in the U.K. as well. They went after Madonna and Queen and so many other groups that we think of as being really big, but these were the biggest, definitely the biggest. So I'm going to do the best I can to do justice to it. I see you and you see me. Watch you blowing the lines when you're making a scene. Oh girl, you ought to know what my head overlooks. The senses will show to my heart when it's watching for lies. You can't escape my private eyes. Watching you, watching your every move. Oh, private eyes, watching you, private eyes. Been watching you, watching you. Oh, oh, you play with words, you play with love. You can twist it around, baby, that ain't enough. Oh, girl, you gotta know if you're letting me in or letting me go. Don't lie. When you're hurting inside, you can't escape my private eyes. Been watching you, watching your every move. Oh, private eyes. Been watching you, private eyes. Been watching you, watching you, watching. Oh, oh, oh. Dr. Phil Fanfic says, you remind me of the Mountain Goats. Love the Mountain Goats. Oh, thank you. Franken Shady says, that was pristine. Thanks, everybody. I can't sing the way that Daryl Hall does, but I did what I could. We got another song request here. Kotsui. Thank you very much, Kotsui, or Kotsol, for subscribing, along with Dat Deuce. I hope I'm pronouncing these correctly. All right. Let's go ahead and do a song that's a little bit more in my range. This is a song by a artist that I like a lot called Jose Suicidio, who has a wonderful catalog of depressing music, which is probably my favorite. Kiraslavia says, did you know that you should buy at least 2 lottery tickets with the same numbers, so that if someone else wins with the same numbers, you'll win 2/3 instead of 1/5 of the winnings? Oh, that's interesting. But what if that other person takes your advice and they buy 2 or even 3 numbers, and it just sort of washes itself out, I guess. Okay. This is a song by Jose Suicidio, and this one was requested on the Discord as well by someone named Keish, Keish. So it's not like the food, but it's Keish. There's something broken inside of me, something no one else can see. Something hurts and it's way down deep. I think there's something wrong with me. I got friends that I never see. They say they don't have time for me. I try to reach out to my family, but I just get voicemail. I try to watch TV, it only frightens me. Everyone's screaming and shouting and fighting in the streets. I put some pizza in the microwave, thought I forgot about it for several days. When I was done, I just threw it away. I think there's something wrong with me. All the kids in the neighborhood tell me I don't look so good. How I would change it all if I could, but I just can't seem to. Every day used to be some possibility. Now every road that I take leads to sadness and despair. There's something broken inside of me, but whatever will be, will be. I guess it's just my fucking destiny. There's something wrong with me. I guess it's just my fucking destiny. But there's something wrong with me. There you go. That's There's Something Wrong With Me by Jose Suicidio. Let's see. Gnombat says, what a great cover. Sounds just like the original. Thank you. That's probably the voice that's the most in my range. Apricots just resubscribed, along with Cochler Vino and Coatsole. Okay, thank you guys. Let's go ahead and continue with our cooking here. Alexa, how much time is left on the timer?
There are no timers set.
Okay, I didn't set a timer, and that's okay. We have here our ingredients, so let's take a look at our next order of business here, which says check the consistency of the mixture before cooking. Should be a little bit runnier than American pancake batter so that the pajun cooks quickly and evenly. Okay, that's good because we actually used twice as many eggs as we were supposed to. So that is going to make it runnier, which is nice. So let's now grab our griddle, which is a fine piece of machinery. It's not as awesome as a food processor, but it's definitely a hard-working appliance that your kitchen would benefit from. There's something that's supposed to go here. Yeah, I need to find that because otherwise it's going to drip. I've got it. How does this work? Not sure.
Okay.
To Betsy just resubscribed. Does anybody know how to how this is supposed to work? It looks like it's supposed to come on. Oh, I see. It goes in that way. All right. Let's go ahead and turn this bad boy on. Want to get it nice and hot there. I've got this going at about 175 degrees Celsius, so that's going to be... Alexa, how much is 175 degrees Celsius?
175 degrees Celsius is 347 degrees Fahrenheit.
Okay. So we'll let that get hot and see how you guys are doing. Parasitosis just resubscribed. Everyone type force and says, don't you hate it when someone answers their own questions? I do. Yeah. Did I do that? I'm sorry if I did. Raziel's Lament says it collects the drippings like my girlfriend pre-bucket. Forcing. Okay. And then, boy, sorry, these are going by pretty quick. Someone said that damn, I'm way late. If you're just joining us, we are making kimchi pancakes. We're in that kind of area between Christmas and Thanksgiving, so it's not necessarily holiday time yet, although I am going to close today's show with a Christmas song that was requested. Let's see. But we're making kimchi pancakes. We've mixed all the ingredients into a batter, and we've allowed them to sit in their own juices for about 10 minutes while they mix together without us disturbing them. And then the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to put them on Vexults. Just resubscribe. Thanks, Vexults. Just resubscribe for 5 months. So let's go ahead now. Let's see if there's any... Gobot asks if I'm of Korean descent. I am not, that I am aware of. I doubt it, but you never know. I think we're all related if you go back far enough. I'm Pie Freak. My kimchi looks green. Do you think I can follow the same recipe? Yeah, I imagine green it's similar to Mexican food where red is spicy and green is not as spicy. So that might actually be better. Bruce Lee says the cup maths confuse me and I don't have Alexa. What should I do?
Let's pass the time and have some fun. Which would you like? I've got top skills, fitness skills, funny games, or recipe skills. Which would you like? Or you can ask for more options.
Alexa, play Mountain Dance by Dave Grusin.
Mountain Dance by Dave Grusin. Here are a few popular ones. I've got one called Dance Facts.
It was
Want to
me.
try it? Or you
Okay.
can ask for more options.
Resubscribed, and the domain GPCE has resubscribed. Alexa, stop. Homebro says, I just got the Wagyu burger from Arby's and I think I'm going to be sick. Awesome. It's Kate X says, do you have a picture of the final product? Yes, we do. It's always good to know, sort of generally speaking, what you're going for. And this is what it's going to be in the end. So it's going to be nice. We're going to have some nice scallions on there. In fact, I'm not really sure why we don't have scallions on there now. Let's check that. We're going to be pouring. It's always good to look a little bit ahead. We're going to be pouring the batter to fill the pan in a thin layer. About a third of your batter should fill a regular saute pan. Cook the batter. Turn over the pancakes. Finish the pancakes. Serve the pancakes with soy sauce. It literally doesn't say anything about our scallions. So I think we're probably going to cut those after the fact and we're going to add them in there. But thank you so much for asking that question, because it's Kate X. Thanks for asking that, because we're going to need that stuff. So, okay. I think it's time to start making our pancakes here. We're going to pour them in just like any other pancakes. Do a quick check on roast beef. Still sleeping. I think we're going to be able to do all three of them. Okay, so that's probably too much over there. I'm going to grab a spatula and just kind of separate these. Now you shouldn't have to put oil or anything on top of this griddle. So we're going to let that cook. It says 3 to 4 minutes and set until it's golden brown. So Alexa, set time for 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Alexa, set timer for 3 minutes and 30 seconds.
3 minutes and 30 seconds, starting now.
This is another thing I want to address. They do it with time. They do it with measurements. It says cook it for 3 to 4 minutes. They want 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Maybe it takes too long to write all that out, but, you know, it's a little lazy. They want the average of 3 and 4 minutes. Forget about it. It says just making shit up as we go along, Dewey. This looks good to me. Yeah, you know, the improvisation is something that you're going to get better at in the kitchen. I wouldn't say that this is completely improvised. But yeah, look, this is 2 pancakes. It's not going to be the type of pancakes that we're normally used to. But that's because we're making pancakes that come from a different country. But when we're done with them, they're going to be looking pretty darn good. Can you lick the bowl? Domain GPCE says. Yeah, I would imagine you could, if it looks appetizing enough to you. Alexa, how much time left?
You have 1 minute and 50 seconds. seconds left on your 3-minute and 30-second timer.
Okay, that's a substantial amount of time. I'll use this opportunity to take a couple of questions. Moon to Huh says, can you describe the smell of the pancakes? Yes, I can. Picture your traditional pancakes with egg and flour, but add in pickled vegetables with a hell of a lot of spice and a fortune in it. We've got Versnweaver7 says has resubscribed. So thanks, Versnweaver7. A spicy chili, Messi or Ronaldo? I don't know the context of your question, so I'll just say Ronaldo. GoBot says, who do you have winning the World Cup? I'll say Ronaldo. JV Stetch just subscribed. Do you water the plants behind you today? I have plants somewhere, but I haven't watered any today. But if I have any of this left over, I can use that to water the plants so we're not wasting it.
Okay.
Looks like Trooper Gaddy just resubscribed. Thanks, Trooper Gaddy. Alexa, how much time left?
You have 10 seconds left on your 3-minute and 30-second timer.
Alexa, stop. Okay, let's go ahead and flip these. Pretty good. Very hot, so be careful there. Okay. These are not beautiful, but that's okay. They're separating very nicely here. Let's go ahead and leave these on there for another 3 to 4 minutes, or in other words, 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Alexa, set timer for 3 minutes and 30 seconds.
3 minutes and 30 seconds, starting now.
Volatile Vixen says, today is my birthday. Can you sing happy birthday for me? Raven from the Domain. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. This song goes out to Raven because it's her birthday. Wow, that's a long one there. Mid Gill deserves Lung. Just gifted a tier 1 sub to Mountain Chili. Thank you very much. Mitgley deserves Sam Lung. If you're just joining us, we're going to be singing to Volatile Vixen. Today is my birthday. Can you sing happy birthday for me? Raven from the Domain. So this is Raven from the Domain, which is a podcast that I did a few months ago, which is very good. The Domain GPCE, I believe. And I have a full interview on there if you guys want to hear it. But let's see if we can get this happy birthday song going. I can. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Raven. Happy birthday to you.
okay.
Ben Abel? Yeah, no, that came off a little bit more Marilyn Monroe than I was trying to make it sound, but I was just basically trying to add some more flavorful chords in there because we've done a lot of birthday stuff and I wanted to change it a little bit. Hacklin brings up a good point. Birthdays are a very difficult time in someone's life. It means you're getting older. It means there's more years behind you and fewer years in front of you. So we at Henry's Kitchen are very aware of this, and that's why I spent my last birthday pretty much in quarantine, just sitting there looking at a photo album with old girlfriends and drinking out of a brown paper bag and listening to sad music. And I think that's probably the way that most of your birthdays are going to go once you've hit 50 years old. They kind of go downhill from that point. But Raven, I think you've got a long way to go before you have to worry about that, so don't worry at all. The domain GPCE says, "You rock, Henry. Thank you so much, my friend. Thank you. And happy birthday, Volatile Vixen." Jose freaking Perez, love the major 7th at the end. Thank you. Thanks for noticing that. Jose. Oh, Alexa, stop. That's right. We've got food to concentrate on here. So what I'm going to do here is I'm literally just going to flip these over. And we're going to cook them on the other side. All right. And maybe this would be a good time to take another song request. Well, why don't I take this opportunity actually to thank some of the very special people who have made the Henry's Kitchen stream possible. We're coming around to the end of the year here, and about a year and change ago, a gentleman named Nim invited me on his broadcast to teach him how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And as silly as it sounds, that changed my life, because Nim talked me through starting my own Twitch channel, and now I am cooking for people and I have a social life. I'm recognizing a lot of the names of people, which is so much better than my life was before that. And I want to thank you, and I want to thank a lot of very special people who have not only jumped forward to offer help in terms of moderating and technical advice, as well as some of the big streamers out there that have been playing the Henry's Kitchen YouTube videos to spread the word. I'm extremely grateful. And I know it's not Thanksgiving, but I'm going to be doing some Thanksgiving, or giving some thanks doing for those people. So let's go ahead and do... I decided to put it in song because it got kind of boring just reading the names of all these people. So this is to the tune of Roger Miller's song King of the Road. And this is a thank you to all the people who have helped out in terms of moderating and all those other things. So here we go. Falcon and Dingo Bop, Dumb Beef and Hot Bear 1110, Do Dingle and Dog Ogle, Dr. Flanges and Bacchus, and also Shane Yes, Beelzebub, Daisy Blossom and Sir Doom, Bumble Vision and the LGX, Pilskin Melon 95, Nim Forsen and Moon Moon, Eggs, QC and Emma Roo, S Fond and Bonnie Rabbit too. Don't forget Quanto. Don't forget Quanto. that's the song. So there you go. Alexa, how much time left on the timer?
There are no timers set.
I forgot to set a timer for this one. I think it's been 3.5 minutes, so let's go ahead and turn off our griddle.
Okay.
Thadvec just subscribed. And let's put the work bowl aside. I'm going to move this over here, and we're going to start prepping our plate. Now, I'm going to unplug this so that there's not some kind of fire or something of that nature. Okay. Let's see what kind of plate they use in the example. Sort of a cutting board type thing. I guess we could just do that. I have a cutting board for sure somewhere. Let's go ahead and start dealing with our green onions. We want to cut these up. Again, these green onions are very old, so they're going to fall apart very easily, which is good. I don't even need a sharp knife to cut them with. I'm just basically using a spoon. If you have the option to use something that's not as sharp in the kitchen, I always recommend that. There is simply absolutely no food in this entire world that is so delicious that it's worth cutting yourself over. Except for there may be some types of extreme pies or something. But overall, generally speaking, you want to use blunt objects for cutting. A spreading knife is probably good, but a spoon is preferable if you can do it. Or you could probably do a spork, which is a combination of a spoon and a fork. Or a spife, which is a combination of a spoon and a knife. Not to be confused with a chef's knife, which is more of a exclusive type of knife that professionals use. All right. So we've got that. Let's take a look at our directions here. It says, serve the pancakes with a soy sauce or a spicy dipping sauce. If you're not a fan of spicy foods, you can skip the latter. Okay, so I'm just going to go with soy sauce. I think I'm going to put this on a plate. And I'm probably going to put our biggest one on the bottom so that we don't have a situation where they topple over. These are smelling good, y'all. And I think the reason for that is that we, by cooking it, it seems to have taken some of the hotness and the potency out of it. And I also think that when I did that bite of the kimchi all by itself, I think it might have dulled my taste buds, which affects your sense of smell. Or it might be the other way around, but either way, something got screwed up there, I think. But that's okay. A little bit more of our green onion on there. And let's do some soy sauce. Let's see how much soy sauce it wants. It wants 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. Objectionable for garlic or for garnish. Optional for garnish. Whatever that means. Okay. So let's go ahead now and put our soy sauce. I guess we're just going to put the soy sauce on it, sort of like if you were making a Western pancake, you would probably put your syrup on there. It's very similar. There's a lot of crossovers from different cultures, and I think that's very beautiful. I'm just using the cap because I've been cooking long enough to know roughly how much amounts to a tablespoon. Here we go. I think that's good. Before I delve into this, I have a couple of exciting announcements to make. I've ordered, as you guys know, I use onion goggles, and I don't think they're actually for onions. I think they're for painting, and I had them lying around, but they do help, but they're not perfect. So I looked into getting actual onion goggles, and they're extremely expensive, like $2,500 at the, what was the place? Sur La Table or whatever, a cooking accessories place. So, but Quanto actually gave me some advice and said that I might be able to get the same purpose done with welding glasses, which is what welders use to keep the sparks from getting in their face or something like that. So I think that would probably do the trick. So I'm ordering a welding helmet basically, a welding shield, I guess, for when we cut onions. So that's exciting. I ordered for roast beef, I ordered a backpack from the game Stray, which would simulate the robot that's on his back. I don't want to play Stray again until that arrives because because I'm about to finish the game, and I think it'd be nice to have roast beef wearing the Stray backpack. So those are a couple of exciting things that are happening very soon here. Let's take a look at what we have created today. This is kimchi pancakes. This is a breakfast item. You can have it with your coffee. And if you want to see what it looks like when the professionals make it, it's very similar. Theirs obviously is Photoshop, so they have nicer colors in there, and they have art design as well as probably a better chef, and they have other doodads, that they've added onto there. But I think we did okay. So Jolly Awesome One says yours is better. Thank you. It's not a contest. Thanks. A Spicy Chili said the same thing. Cooking is not a contest, but if you can do it better than somebody else, then that's preferable. Let's go ahead and grab a fork now. I don't have, I actually do have chopsticks somewhere, but that's gonna be a mess. So let's go ahead and just do this. Okay, you know what? It's pretty good, and I'll tell you why. I sort of set myself up to make sure that I wasn't expecting a sweet pancake the way that I normally have them. And once you know that going in, you can sort of brace yourself. But it's very spicy, it's very salty, but it's got a cushiony sort of a pillowy kind of a texture, like as if you're eating a pillow. Cat99 says, resubscribe, thank you. And Amanda Hug and Kiss just tipped $5. Oh, thanks, Amanda Hug and Kiss. I can use that toward the onion welding shield. Thadvec, thanks. Anonymous tipped $1. Thanks, I can use that as well. Anonymous says, when is the worm going to go in the bread? Oh, is there a worm in this? I'm not sure. Bannable has resubscribed. Oh, I'm spilling soy sauce on myself. And Trooper Gaddy. So Quanto told me that I should remember this, but I always forget. There are comments underneath each of these subscriptions, which would be difficult to read all of them, but I would like to read some of them. Trooper Gaddy says, "Those pancakes look like shit." Okay, well, you know, again, they're not going to be as appetizing as you see in the pictures. But K9 has resubscribed. Hey, Henry, keep it up. Proud of you. Thank you very much, Cat99. Amanda Hug and Kiss says, you rock, Henry. Thank you very much. Anonymous again says, when is the worm going to go in the bread? And then Trooper Gaddy says, those pancakes look like shit. And I'm sure you don't mean they look like actual shit. I mean, they're probably not as perfect as they have in the, you know, the movies or whatever. But anyway, well, let's go ahead and eat some more of this here. A lot of the spice has been cut by the fact that I burned out my taste buds earlier. MXC Donut 1 just resubscribed. Thank you very much. MXSC Donut 1. Happy 4 months, Henry. This is my longest relationship. That's very cool to hear. Thanks. And then JV's Tech cheered 100 bits. Pancake success. Thanks, JV's Tech. Thanks, everyone. Okay, so because we're not playing the game, this will be a little bit of a shorter stream, but I do have another song request that I want to do that's going to take us out of Thanksgiving and into the holiday time. I love the holidays. I'm going to have a lot of great recipes coming up for the holiday time, not just Christmas, but we're going to do all of the holidays if we can. Archmage Kale says, I noticed that your title says Henry's Authentic Kimchi Pancakes. Is kimchi related to Kim Jong-un? Please clarify. I couldn't clarify that for you other than that I think that Kim is probably a common name in that culture. Giraffe Guy says, any updates on the Ant game? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, you know what? That's a great idea. Why don't we play just a little bit of the Ant game? My friend Mark Cohen designed it. He's the same one who made the Henry's Kitchen game that we were playing previously. But let's go ahead and do a little bit of that. So this is the game. You can kill ants. The way that it's sort of based on a true story where there was a time when I was killing ants in my kitchen because I don't know, I made something sugary and then it I guess attracted a bunch of ants. But so this is basically what's happening here. You can hear a lot of a soundtrack too. There's some music going on. Some people have gotten like 200, but the idea is you want to stomp on the black ants, and then when the red ants come forward, you have to avoid them, otherwise you're going to get stung, and you can only get stung 3 times. The graphics on this one are much more impressive than they were on the previous. That's why sometimes I don't really do very well, because I'm so impressed looking at kind of the modern effects. Now remember that the game for me was Adventure on Atari, and that was back in the 80s, so I might not be up to date on a lot of this stuff, but this is probably the best game I've had. 39. Sometimes you can get them to group. Are you able to hear me right now?
Oh, I only have one more red ant chance. Oh boy, I'm scared. Okay, I killed 50 ants. If anybody wants to play this game, it's markcohen.net/ants. And there's a high scoreboard now. So we got Phil, Nihokakram, Nihokram, Coco, Brad, Simon, T3, Mark, Teen, Penny, and First. So we got some great players on there. Thanks very much. And let's turn that off. JV's text says, never had an Atari, could only afford an Odyssey 2. The Ant game looks way better. That's cool. Peaceful Haley just tipped $5. That's very nice of you, Peaceful Haley. And I also want to let people know, I haven't really let a lot of people know in the world outside of Twitch, but I'll let you know that at the moment anyway, the Henry's Kitchen store is open. If you go to henryphillips.com/shopping, I believe. Some of you have ordered aprons and cookbooks, but I have those and ready to be signed and stuff like that. So,
Okay.
Futuro Surf gifted 4 cent a sub. Very nice of you. Kid Kicking Robot says, can I get a sweater with just your head on it? That's a good idea for merch, but I don't have that right now. Archmage Kale, following your recipe and noticed that I ran out of flour. Can I use cocaine instead of, since they look the same? I would imagine you could. They seem like very similar substances. Lust for Life 777 says, your game is very similar to Overwatch 2. Okay. I'm not familiar with Overwatch 2, but I can see that. Hacklin says, do you have friends and family to celebrate the upcoming holidays with? I certainly don't. Yeah, Hacklin, I'm very sorry to hear that. I have a group of people that I celebrate the holidays with, and I think that's important. I hope everybody out there is doing well. It's difficult, you know. The world is difficult. Life is difficult. It's not a lot of fun all the time, most of the time. And so I hope you have a good holiday time. And, you know, I'm trying as hard as I can to make it at least educational, if not enjoyable. I'm going to close with a positive song here. This is a song, you can hear me okay, right? See, that's going to haunt me. I'm very insecure about whether you're going to hear me or not from now on. But this is a song written by a young man. Well, he wasn't totally young at the time, but some people know him as a mop top from Liverpool, whose life was taken way too early. I'm talking about John Lennon. I was trying to do some kind of dancing around it, but I might as well just say it's John Lennon that I'm talking about here. And the song was requested to us by Mr. Breeky. So that's Breeki. And it was on the Discord. And it's called Happy Christmas, War is Over. And it was written at a time where I guess we were in the Cold War, but so it wasn't totally over, and it certainly isn't at the moment. But it's nice to try to have a moment of peace and happiness, and that's what this song is. By John Lennon, Happy Christmas, and I'm gonna try to do it in a key that works for me. His voice is much higher. Maybe we'll do it in C. Braxter says top score in Ants game. All right. Okay. I really don't want to fuck this up, but I'm going to do the best I can here. So this is Christmas, and what have you done? Another year over, and a new one just begun. And so this is Christmas, I hope you have fun. The near and the dear one, the old and the young. A very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Let's hope it's a good one without any fear. So this is Christmas, for weak and for strong, for rich and the poor ones. The road is so long, and so happy Christmas for black and for white, for yellow and red ones. Let's stop all the fight. Very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Let's hope it's a good one without any fear. So this is Christmas, and what have we done? Another year over, and a new one just begun. So happy Christmas, we hope you have fun. The near and the dear one, the old and the young. Very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Let's hope it's a good one without any fear. I don't remember how the melody for this part is, so I'm just gonna say it. War is over if you want it. War is over now. Okay, so I think that what they're saying is that if you want war to be over in your individual self, that you can do that. And if all of us did it, then it probably would be over. But there's one kind of war that we fought today, and that's the war that we have every day in our kitchen. We did it, you know. We made this, and somebody said it looked like shit. It does actually, but it's tasty and it's gonna still be nutritious. But every day we wake up and we plot our weary way into the kitchen to slay the dragon, to fight the bully, to wage the war. And I hope that your war is going okay. Mine, I think it was sort of a draw in this case. So, anyway, thanks everybody. And I guess the next time I'm going to see you will be on Wednesday at 11 a.m. I'm going to try to have something festive ready for you. It still won't be December yet, I don't think. So we're going to still be on that transitional time. But if you made this today, send me your version of it on the Discord. I always like to see what you guys are doing on there. And there's some fantastic suggestions and great music suggestions. And then also you can get the recipes there and everything. So thank you, everyone. And let's see. Cam, the professional, says, Thank you for the beautiful song as always. Yeah. And for the record, I had never tried that song before, but I've heard it a lot, so that helped. It's Kate X. Enjoy the rest of your day. And you guys enjoy the rest of your day too, and I'll see you on Wednesday at 11 a.m. Thanks very much, and I hope your pancakes came out pretty good. Thanks, everyone. I'll see you soon.